Good morning, Kneewood Warriors. It's Miss Phillips again. Today I want to give you a little guided practice. In case you're still not quite sure about theme, want to go over a little bit for you. We're going to read a short poem by one of my favorite poets, Shel Silverstein. So please follow along with me. It's always good to read through a poem first so you kind of get a gist of what's going on. And then we'll look at it a little more specifically, stanza by stanza. The Clockman by Shel Silverstein. How much will you pay for an extra day? The clockman asked the child. Not 1 penny, the answer came, for my days are as many as smiles. How much would you pay for an extra day? He asked when the child was grown. Maybe $1 or maybe less, for I've plenty of days of my own. How much would you pay for an extra day? He asked when the time came to die. All of the pearls in all of the seas, and all of the stars in the sky. Okay, so you have an idea here. We're talking about time, talking about life. Those are some of the topics, not the themes yet, but some of the topics. All right, so let's take a look at it one stanza at a time. How much would you pay for an extra day? The clockman asked the child. Not 1 penny, the answer came, for my days are as many as smiles. All right, so when we take a look here, there's a child who is not going to worry about paying time for more days because he feels, as a young child and as children should, that they've got their whole life ahead of them. Or of course, it could be that the child maybe doesn't even understand time, the concept of time very well, but it's probably more like he just feels there's lots of time ahead. He's got his whole life ahead of him, and he doesn't have to worry about paying for more time at this point. All right, let's take a look at stanza 2 again. How much would you pay for an extra day? He asked when the child was grown. Maybe $1 or maybe less, for I've plenty of days of my own. And you see here in stanza 2, that's kind of backing up or agreeing with what we were just thinking, that the child still, even though he's grown, still feels like he has, plenty of days left on his own, even as he's more of a grown-up. Let's go on to stanza 3. How much will you pay for an extra day? He asked when the time came to die. All of the pearls in all of the seas, and all of the stars in the sky. All right, so now based on stanza 3, we're kind of thinking, well, here's the adult. They're willing to do what now? Pretty much anything to get more time. I mean, the fact that he says, and to cite the evidence, he's saying all of the pearls in the sea and all of the stars in the sky. Well, those are both very infinite amounts. So obviously the adult who's about to die would say they'd give just about anything for more time, right? Okay, I'm hoping that you're noticing that. Now here's a question. Which of the following best describes the theme of the poem? So based on all the things we were just talking about, would your answer choice be A, people care about time more as they get older, or B, children often feel like they will never get old, or C, people are afraid of death their whole lives? Right, you're probably thinking, C is probably not the best answer, and I would agree with you. So let's look at A and B. Of those two choices, which one do you think this poem addresses more in detail? If you guessed A, you're correct. People tend to care more about time more as they get older. They probably value it a little bit more. So A would definitely be our theme for this poem. And let's think about one more thing here before we're finished. What does this quote, "Not one penny," the answer came, "for my days are as many as smiles," have to do with the overall theme of the poem? Well, if you're thinking about the fact that, yes, because that was said, the young child was saying that. So again, thinking that we don't worry too much when we're children, and we really shouldn't think about or worry about all of our days. But the fact that I like the part that says "as many as smiles," because that kind of lets us realize that the child is being very optimistic about his future and thinking that there's lots of great days ahead. So not to worry about it now. Okay, and certainly put their thoughts into other things. So again, thinking about our theme for this poem, it would be more of the idea that people care about time more as they get older. So I hope that this little guided practice, my Think Alouds, have helped you a little bit, and that you can use some of these thoughts when you're doing the work, the rest of the work for this week. Okay? Terrific. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.